Hello, hello, testing. Okay. Alright, hopefully this works this time. Look at that. Half-hour delay. Perfect. Alright, as long as the world stops collapsing in on itself, I think we can get along, little doggy, or a short one. And kick this pig wizard's face inside out. I'm done with your shit, Ganon. You're finished. Got 100% so far. Just gotta kill the last boss, and that's it, and then we're out. I was way too tired to finish it off last night. But, okay, that's good. I got the... I didn't fill up. It's not one thing, it's another, and then 10,000 other things. So, usually you can run into this tree and get a fairy. Yep. But usually you run into an enemy like an idiot. And he takes 3 hearts away. So I'll let you in on a little secret. I don't know if I ranted and raved about this earlier, but I was trying to go back to school and take a creative arts business course to kind of help out with, well, all things creative, artsy, and turn it into a business on my end. It's pretty much 33% of what I ramble about on here. So there's a new program starting up at Mohawk College, and so I read about it and was like, oh man, this sounds like exactly what I would like to do. I'm talking about marketing and talking about like starting a business, like writing a business plan, getting funding, doing the accounting side of things, and you know, branching off, setting things up in like a showcase kind of model, like if you're doing like, you know, visual arts or whatever, or maybe more of like a collective or whatever, like there's practical projects, all this stuff. So I was like, oh fuck yeah, let's do it. So I started the process to apply, and it costs like $100 to apply for college in Ontario, just to like be like, can I please come to your college? So I'm ready to go, and my program's not coming up. So I asked the college, and they're like, oh, there wasn't enough interest. Try again in 6 months. So I was like, all right, fine, that's fair. So in the fall, I tried again, and this was like right before the baby was going to be born, and there was a January semester coming up. I figured, okay, I can sneak in and we'll get going on this, and this is the kicker. So they were telling me that I didn't have the requirements because you need a post-grad to go into the program. There needs to be some kind of arts related diploma or whatever you need to. And I had gone to that particular school for the applied music program for jazz guitar like 7 years ago. So now they're telling me that I didn't graduate, and I'm missing a credit for 1 credit for jazz keys, which was like a course where you just kind of learn the basics of playing jazz piano. You learn a little tune or some kind of chord progression, and you solo over it, play it for the teacher. You're in and out in 5 minutes. It's a weekly thing, but the way they used to have the program structured in the third year, you had to do so many crazy things all at once. It was exams, final projects, you're planning your final recital, which is worth like most of your final mark. And that kind of determines whether you pass or fail. So a lot of people kind of end up tanking their marks a little bit because they're so spread thin. I'm just kind of wandering around. I don't want to fight the boss while I'm rambling about this, but... So... I missed a few weeks of Jazz Keys, and at the time I went and talked to somebody in the office. I was like, hey, this is what's going on. Like, it's telling me I can't graduate, like, but I took another course in prep. I had an extra credit that should have counted towards this. And she was like, oh yeah, it's fine. Like, and I'm like, I don't have to do anything. Like, I got my grades all figured out and figured things out. And she's like, yeah, it's fine. So it turns out that it wasn't fine. And I've been mistaken about my status as a graduate of this music program for a stupid piano class for like 7 years. So they were telling me I couldn't take this program, and I'm like, listen, this is such a bureaucratic technicality. You could just, please, just consider me for this program. Like, it was Jazz Keys. And they were like, well, if you could take the program again, but it looks like they've remodeled it and it's a different program now, so you technically couldn't get your diploma because that program doesn't exist. A totally new music program. So here I am feeling like I'm in bizarro hell upside down world. Nothing makes sense. So I think I yelled at like 3 different people on the phone and through emails. And finally somebody gets back to me and says, hey, if you can write me a resume of what you've done, prove to us that you've done things in the musical community. And I said, well, that's easy. I've been pretty busy in the last 7 years. So I drew up this like whole resume. It was like a whole list of shit, concerts I've put on, organized, all these things, all the steps of like producing and writing an album and releasing it and having social media campaigns and crowdfunding, raising like $6,500 for the album or whatever. So that took a long time to like sit and organize and then send to them. Nobody gets back to me for a week. So now I'm getting nervous and I'm like, hey, like, don't mean to bug you, but you told me that you'd accept me in the program if I could prove that I am a musician in any sense of the word. So I sent you the stuff. What's the deal? And she said, oh yeah, sorry, we forgot to tell you. The program is being postponed because of lack of interest again. So talk to us in 6 months. So at this point, I just want to fucking hurl myself off a cliff. Because I'm so frustrated. And obviously bureaucracy is not meant to be a joyful experience. But, you know, put yourself in those shoes. All that stuff at once. So flash forward to like, I don't know, a month ago? Maybe? A month and a half ago? The program coordinator calls me and is like, hey, I noticed that you didn't apply. We're doing up the program in the fall. And I just asked why. I was like, do you got time to listen to this? So I kind of spieled out the whole story and she was like flabbergasted. And yes, that is a real word. Appalled is another one I would use. And she was like, you know, that's a ridiculous situation. I've had to deal with several similar situations. And it turns out the reason they couldn't fill the program because the people in admissions wouldn't let anybody in for really stupid technical reasons like this. So there were people slipping under the radar who wanted to go to this program who were perfectly good candidates, but they were adhering so strictly to the rules that they wouldn't let anybody in, so they couldn't fill the program and let it happen. So she was like, I am personally overseeing this and I would like you to be in the program, blah blah blah, just do this and that and then the other things. So she kind of like went to bat for me and a few other people who technically didn't have the requirements. And so now here we are, going back to school in September. Yay! After all of that nonsense. But there's this... I got my acceptance letters and everything, but they were sent to the old address that I was at when I was going to school. They still have my old... my old address on file. So like my old roommate was like, hey, like there's a bunch of mail here. So lovely Justine was up the mountain and picked up my stuff, and it's just like so much redundant crap. But there's this, it's like, oh, we got your acceptance letter, or we got your application, you want to come to our school. And then one's like, congratulations, you got into our school. And then there's this huge, enormous envelope, and it's basically the first letter that I got. Oh, you applied. Here's a bunch of stuff you may want to look at. And then there's a second huge envelope that's like the second envelope, and it's like, oh, you got in. Here's a bunch of stuff you need. Now, the problem with that is, I don't know, I find Mohawk has some really good problems, or really big problems, really nice programs, a bad bureaucracy problem, as I've lived firsthand countless times because I've been there before and run afoul of some political things. That's neither here nor there, but basically I buy a B. I feel like that's kind of cheap. I'm not gonna do it. So I feel like while Mohawk does have some pretty good substance, like I had a great time in my program despite the fact that they were trying to strangle it by defunding it everywhere they could. And they brought in some new people on the board, and their ideas were basically like, music is not important and we don't need this program and you guys don't need money. But then they were like advertising. They spent like tens of thousands of dollars for these ad campaigns all over the city on bus shelters. And it was like this cool haircut kid throwing a big, you know, Pete Townsend on the guitar, just kind of jumping in the air, looking really rad. Pictures all over town. This guy dropped out of the music program after 2 months. But he's all over town because he's got the look. Come to Mohawk. Wear a denim jacket. He was a nice guy, but like I never heard him play guitar. And then they chose him to like sell the music program, which they spent probably more on the advertising than they did on, you know, the basics for the facilities, like tuning the pianos and getting chairs that didn't chairs and ceiling tiles that didn't have mold in them and stuff, and it was a mess. So now in these new pamphlets, there's this guy. I don't know. I don't know how to explain it. He's just got this like weed whacker haircut, and like it, you know, it's the cool new thing to have like curly messy hair on top, and it's all over the place, but it's like shaved around the sides. That's like the new top knot, you know. And this guy and his face and the hair, and it's just like, oh, take the next step, like be excited for your future. And I don't know, looking at this literature makes me really not want to go. Here, hold on a sec. I'll try and I'll put this up. Hello. Okay. It's really not that important, but it is. But it's not. But it is. See if we can get. Webcam. Will it turn on? Oh, there's something. There it is. Okay. So, hi. Check this shit out. Hey, my name's Dave LaDouche. Wanna come play some frizz in the quad? Let's get haircuts together. I work at the Froyo stand. Like, look at this. I don't know. And like, you know, this is why I don't use a webcam. My hair's all over the place and it's disgusting and it's messy. But like, this isn't on purpose. This is. And that smile. Just asking to be a little bit punched. Anyway. Let's go kill Ganon. So we can play some fucking Mega Man. Hey, D-Money Shot. Thanks for lurking. Alright. Let's take care of business. No, I don't want that. Probably quicker if I just take the... Are those flexing penguins? Is that your emote? Well, that's kind of amazing. I'm super jealous. I wish I had the physique of these penguins. Right now my baby has more mass than me. One of them. That's amazing. Do you do those? Like, is that your art or did you commission those? Because those look great. Potato aim. Those are great. Well done. Fiverr commission. Oh. So you had a good story. I find it goes both ways. No art talent. Well, that's okay. Can't do everything yourself. Although you can try and you'll probably have a nervous breakdown while you're at it. Okay. Oh, you fuck. There may be a lot of grunting. Okay. Shh. Oh. Really need to stop touching these bats. Please. Thank you. Dude, I love this game. I'll try to come back after dinner and hang and chat. Yeah, I'll be here all night. Probably till 12. Oh, take that. Hopefully I'm not still trying to beat this motherfucker. I hope I can do this in like 1 or 2 tries and then we're gonna get some Mega Man going. Oh, God. That is bad. Take that. You snorting anti-Jesus. Alright. This is it. The secret of darkness. Alright. So I gotta hit him. Then shoot him. I was doing it backwards last time and that is why I failed. This is already not going well. Okay. Ooh. Jesus, that's the worst thing because you have to go close to the edge just to light the fucking candles. Nope. Come on. Tell me that counted. Ooh. Are you fucking kidding me? Again, that's the worst part of it. Like, he's tough. It's difficult. But it's not even that you get killed, it's that you're just too close to the edge and you fly off, and then you have to do the whole fucking thing again. Let's dance. So I've been listening to audiobooks recently. Well, first I'll preface this by I started taking medication for ADD, and it has helped me quite a bit. The first one did not go so well, but this one is working a lot better. But now it's kind of like, if I'm not doing something and I happen to have taken it that day, then I get like, give me a task. I need a problem to solve. I need something to be going on. So the natural thing was audiobooks. If I'm walking somewhere, if I've got to walk to school, if I'm going to get groceries, if I'm doing whatever, and I'm just walking, then I'm not like anxiously awaiting the next moment I can go and take on something. I'm learning about small businesses, about solopreneurs, marketing, blah blah blah. But the experience has been so far that not all audiobook narrators are super good. I don't know. It's not even that they're bad, but it'll just be kind of off-putting at first. And I mean, like, this is coming from me. Like, I'm not the guy that probably should be reading audiobooks, but it was just kind of like, so I went through The Subtle Art of Not Giving a Fuck, which was a really good book. Highly recommend it. And the narrator was good. He just had this thing where he did, if there were any quotes by people, he did their voices. And like, you know, it was funny. Sometimes it was kind of distracting. Sometimes it seemed like it was borderline racist a little bit. But all in all, good experience. I enjoyed it. Yeah, there were a few times, like when it's like he's saying something and it's like a serious part, and then it's like a woman says the next line and he's just like, breaking the tension, and it just kind of resets your imagination a little bit. Still good. The next one I read, or listened to, had read to me, was the $100 Startup. Also, really good book. But the last narrator was so like animated and everything, so this one sounded like it was somebody doing text to speech. The guy was really robotic. But he was like trying to be super sure about enunciating and taking his time to say everything so that everything was understood. But it honestly did sound like a robot. So that was a little tough to get by. So now this new one, I believe it's called This Is Marketing by Seth Godin. I have another book by him, physical book called Lynchpin. All about like, you know, different ways you can contribute if you're this like idea person, or, you know, whatever. So, but he's reading his own book. Now, I don't know if I necessarily agree with that. Because when he's reading, he's very whispery for dramatic effect. This is the landscape of modern marketing. So again, taking a couple chapters to get a little used to it, but everything he's saying is fucking gold. Like, the guy knows what he's talking about. So I'm like, all right, whatever, I'll just let this happen to me. All right, just gonna adjust my chair a little bit here. All right, Animal Farm. Here we go. Yeah. Oh, damn it. That's not great. Fuck. Get away. Really needed that to go a little better. Oh. Nope. Fuck. And stab. Come on. Oh, fuck. I almost feel like I should get fairies for this, like, just because you can get hit so suddenly, but come on. Ooh. I got you. Okay. Survived this long. Technique of darkness. Fuck. What? Fuck. Fuck you. Come on. Just get hit by me and not the other way around. Okay. He's gonna shoot. There we go. Fuck. This is not going well. Come on. Okay, I think it's only like one or two more times. Oh, come on. Oh, Jesus fucking Christ, no. Come on. Okay. Come on. Okay, blue medicine. Oh my god. This is... Nope. Fuck. Get that equipped. In your fucking face! Alright. We did it. Oh, holy shit. Okay, so it only took like, what, 2 tries? Ooh, them 3D, 1991 3D triangles. Heavy. Welcome, Stink. I am the essence of the Triforce. ... Ah, pregnant pauses. The Triforce will grant the wishes in the heart and mind of the person who touches it. I'm the narrator from that book. Dramatic whispers. If a good person with a good heart touches it, it will make his good wishes come true. If an evil... Excuse me, I had a chip crumb in my triangle throat. If an evil-hearted person touches it, it grants his evil wishes. The stronger the wish, the more powerful the Triforce's expression of that wish. Ganon's wish was to conquer the world. That wish changed the Golden Land to the Dark World. Ganon was building up his power here so he could conquer the Light World and make his wish come completely true. I really like this music. It's too bad this is the only time in the game that you hear it, but I mean, I guess they do need victory music. But now you have totally destroyed Ganon. His dark world will vanish. The Triforce is waiting for a new owner. Its golden power is in your hands. Now, touch it with a wish in your heart.
I want a rocket car, and I want a solid gold house. I'd like 52,000 bottle caps.
Yay! The return of the king. Now, I'm pretty sure, yeah. So, like, they showed a king wearing those clothes on a throne at the very beginning, like the intro cinematic for the game. But he's got, like, the skull face. So does that mean, like, the king was killed by Aghanim when he took over the castle in the beginning so that he could get the girls and Zelda for his little ritual? Who knows? Our little thief buddy back at it. Don't tell nobody I'm thieving. Our Wayne and Schuster, Laurel and Hardy are back chasing after each other. My uncle recovers. That's great. So I'm guessing this is all the stuff that happens on account of your pure-hearted wishing upon touching the sacred Doritos. The witch and the assistant. She's brewing up scissorp. That shit will fuck you up. Twin lumberjacks. Sounds like a hot night out. Flute boy plays again. His name is Daryl. Flute boy. That is always a very emotional part of the game. Of all the stuff. That one always kind of got to me. Venus, Queen of Fairies, she's returned. The Dwarven Swordsmiths, well, we already helped them out. Poor bastard was stuck as a frog for God knows how long. Bug-catching kid has finally recovered. His blood poisoning is all gone thanks to Link's wish. Did Link give him his net back? Yes, he did. Although it looks like a solid gold net. So he got him like an upgraded version. The lost old man. Yeah, what's he doing wandering around up there? It's fucking really dangerous. Forest thief. Finally got his $17 to go ride the bus. Visit his friend in Old Town. And the Master Sword sleeps again. Forever. I was gonna say like forever, but technically Zelda 1 and 2 take place after this, and there is no Master Sword. They never mention it, really. So, all right, we did it. It was a lovely time. These games are just as good as when they came out. I mean, the music, the sprite work and the art and the color palettes that they use, and just like the gameplay is still fun. There's nothing crusty about it. It's not like it's rusted over time or anything like that, like some games have. Like, it still plays great. That's why I think this is probably like, for me, I would put this like double S tier Zelda game. I know that there's other ones that do more things and have more meaning to other people, but you know, I was there. I was like 6 or 7 when this came out, and it was just the biggest deal. Because we had Zelda already, and it was Zelda on Super Nintendo, and Super Nintendo was like from out of this world how good the graphics were. The fact that there's 3D triangles spinning was like a complete blow mind in 1991. So yeah, it's just like, it was just the perfect extension of the exploration and adventure aspect of the original game, which, you know, really good way to kind of bring the franchise back. Again, I know Zelda 2 is a controversial game, very divisive. I love it. I love it until I'm playing it and I get so frustrated, but like, I still love it. I feel like that's probably the one game on this channel that I will play the most, both regular and randomized. I really want to get another randomizer in there, but we're gonna put Zelda games on the back burner for the next little bit. So next on the docket we have some Mega Man. Hopefully everything is still gonna work, because I got everything set up. I have the Mega Man Anniversary Collection on PS2. 5 Thieves Town only 1, Ice Palace 0, Boya, Misery Mire 10, holy shit, Turtle Rock 2, Ganon's Tower 4. Some of those numbers are pretty good, some of those numbers are not. That total number is not good. 42 deaths, 42 game overs, but still, we beat it. We found all our treasure. We will come back to this game in the future, and we will randomize this bad boy as well. So I'm just gonna close this. Look at that. It's frozen because I'm not on it right now, but if I'm gonna need a minute to find some here, I'll just put the BRB and I'll just ramble over here. I'm gonna need to find some delightful Mega Man logos. Oh, that's all caps. Mega Man logo cover.